Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I am the Lady of the Throne, where God dwells within me as me. And today I'm going to be giving you guys your collective spiritual guidance for this new week. So it is for January 21st through the 27th. Keep in mind that anyone can resonate with these messages, but today is a little bit different. This is going to be a collective message because I think that is a message that I would like everyone to hear and everyone to know. I'm going to do something very special today, very different. And with this energy that is all around me today, I am going to introduce you guys to just a little bit, about 10% of who I am and about 10% of things that you should know, okay? And I think it's very, very, very important for the times right now. So I'm going to start with a prayer and then we'll get into your message. Oh God Almighty, help us to live in a world where all people are treated equally and with dignity, where we don't play with the lives of the people to fulfill our own selfish desires, where we as all people are united to help each other as brothers and sisters in humanity. Amen. Thank you. So I have been divinely guided from God to speak about these things. And these things are going to come with a lot. First, it's going to bring birth and new concepts to a lot of people. And a lot of people will be inspired because it's going to bounce off of some things that people already know, who are already spiritual or who are already inquisitive. Scientists, researchers, doctors, astronomers, astrologists, healers of all kinds may already know a lot of things that will be spoken here, but there are some things that you do not know. And instead of me continuously saying that there's a lot of things that people don't know, I have been put in a position to lead. And I understand my calling, and there is no other calling that can be called for me when I know my calling, because I know who I am. So I want you guys to know who you are today. So the first image that was on the screen where you saw like the artwork there, that was the oracle that I pulled today. And that is the elements oracle, because today is going to be all about elements. And that one is called the Queen of Water. An energy that I do embody as it connects to the moon. This today is about going into the deepest parts of my subconscious, representing all past lives I may have experienced in my body. Yes, I have experienced love. I have found it and I have lost it due to unfortunate circumstances. Yes, I have been married, and yes, I have been heartbroken when my partner had been taken away. Yes, I have supreme knowledge of parenting, as I am a mother still today. But I also know what it feels like to lose children. And I also know what it feels like to not have the opportunity to fully raise one. Yes, I am a teacher of sacred wisdom. I am similar to ordinary people too. Barbara Walker is an author of books on metaphysics and earth wisdom. That is something that I will kind of teach today. Dr. Jean Shinoda Bolin is a psychologist and an expert on goddess archetypes. I am also the same. Mother Teresa is legendary for her compassion and nurturing of the suffering and the poor. I am very similar. I have a heart for the suffering and the poor because of what my earthly experience now has been so far. I have been blocked in so many ways you guys will never understand. This is about me being a mentor and a guide to understanding the secret or hidden language of the human heart and the soul. These are things that I can do, and this is just 10%. All right, so let's start with the universe. You have the universe, one verse. A verse is a piece of a song. Okay, that's some words that 9 times out of 10 it rhymes, and it's just a piece of a larger work of art, a song. So we live in a universe which has to be just one piece of something bigger. And no matter how far people want to go to explore it, they're still just looking at this one part. Our bodies are instruments creating this song. Your journey is one. Your eyes, the eyes on your body, are symbols of the sun. Your eyes are the sun. Your eyes are just like it. You saw photos here, go back and rewind it and take a look at it, or pull it up and look at the eyes and the way they're made. The eyes look like an eclipse. The eyes look like the sun and the moon. Your eyes produce water. When you cry, the moon is all about water. It's an energy of water, of flow, emotions. Why do you think astrologically the moon is connected to the emotions and feelings? Why do you think crying is associated with your emotions and feelings? The tears come out of your eyes. That pupil, that's your moon. You look around it and you see something that looks just like the sun. When you look up in the sky, the outer part of that pupil looks just like the sun. You have a total solar eclipse in your eyes. Just like the sun, there's light rays coming from it. The same comes from your eyes. Your retina has photoreceptors that captures the picture, just as the sun has a photosphere. The sun also has a corona, which is the outermost layer of the sun's atmosphere. Your eyes have a cornea, which is the outermost layer of your eye. The photosphere is the sphere of light, just like the sun has, that sphere of light. Your eyes do too. You can see light through them. You can see color through them. The light rays from the sun, they produce color. They produce colors. That's why there's different colors, because there's different rays of light. And that's why you can see color through your eyes, because your eyes are the light. That's why you can see things in full color. Okay? So we travel down, and I'm skipping a whole lot of information, but I only have a few minutes. And I know that there's going to be some scholars and some scientists and some doctors listening, and some, people who may either get inspired and want to write something, create something, make a movie, make a song. I know it comes with it. But a lot of things, some of you never knew, and some of you may have heard it first here. But it doesn't matter, because the truth is the truth. So we go down to the heart. Your body is an instrument, remember that. And it is also a reflection of the universe. One piece of the song. Your heart is like a horn or a saxophone, a tuba or something. You can look at your heart, and you can also look at these instruments, and you will see a very extremely similar depiction of your heart as an instrument. Your heart pumps in and out oxygen the same way that you need to operate the horn, the sax, the tuba. You need oxygen to make a sound. The same way that you can't talk without oxygen. Your body needs oxygen pumping and going through it to talk, to make sounds. Just like the blood that flows through your body, blood is a liquid just like water. Human beings are composed of 70% water, just like the earth is. And you still don't think that you're a reflection of the universe, that it's inside of you? There is nothing to look for beyond the stars in the sky. When we have one God, one verse, one place, all of you inside of one thing. You're a piece of God. So if you're looking for something beyond what you can see, you have to look inside of yourself. You mirror what you see. What you see mirrors you, as above, so below. The heart here is a vital organ. There is a beat, right? Ba-boom, 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 boom, boom, boom. The 808. The 808 is life. The 808 is life. The number 8 is infinity, isn't it? It's infinity. The number 8 is also mystery. We have a mysterious God. There's a lot of things that you will not know. There's a beat there. Just like your brain mimics the earth, the globe itself. Your mind, your skull, your head, all of that, just as the earth has layers, your brain does too. There's a layer of water above earth, just like there's some liquid above your brain, inside of your skull. You have that. Everybody has that. Your skull itself covers this. It covers your brain. It keeps it in an enclosed place. There's layers above the earth that does the same. Something called the firmament. In your mind is where you'll find God. Where you are trying to go in the universe, it's all there in your head. You can go there in your mind. Why do you think it is possible for astral travel? Why do you think you can do that as a human being without any vehicle to explore it? Because the vehicle is your spirit. That's why when people pass away, their spirit goes to God. Because that is the vehicle to get you there. Right? Right. Your ears are like the music cymbals clashing together, creating sounds that can be loud, obnoxious, low, different volumes, different tempos. You know, tempo is the speed of sound. There's a lot of things that goes into you, who you are as a person. This is exactly how you were, pretty much where the concept of human come from. It all started with the universe. It all started with a song. Sound is a vibration. All God had to do was vibrate, raise the vibration, and you have a creation of the most beautiful work of art that man has ever seen in their entire history. Hence why God is the creator. You know how you have scales in music? You have a skeleton as a person. Where do you think skeleton comes from? You have many, 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 many scales, bones, to make you operate. Just like with a guitar, you have chords on this guitar, same as your spinal cord. Doesn't it look like your spinal cord. You have that long bony structure to keep you up, make you stable. Connects to your pelvic. Look at the body of the guitar. Connects to the rest of your body. Even the guitar has a neck. That's why you have a neck. The guitar has turning pegs, and you do too, in order to turn your head left, right, up, and down. And the guitar has a headstock, just like your head. So, it's a lot of signs and clues in life that'll let you know exactly who you are. If you were created to reign supreme, you would automatically, innately know these things. But there's already an understanding that a lot of people don't and will never know or understand, because IQs only go up to a certain number, because that is what God said. It's all mysterious. I'm just opening your eyes to the sun that is already in them. Okay. Tempo is like temperature. Our bodies have temperatures. Our environment has temperatures. Outside, everything has a temperature, just like the tempo in music, right? Everyone has something that science likes to call the Eve gene, the mitochondrial Eve gene. That is something that you can Google, and you will see it on Google. And some of you may have never heard of it. Some of you know what it is. Although Eve is short for evolution, and Eve is also a fictional name that was created by people who had nothing to do with Eve. But there's no race in genetics, because it has been scientifically proven that everyone comes from an African woman who derived from the eastern part of the continent of Africa, which is where Egypt is, who walked the earth a long time ago, to whom all humanity traces back to. This has been scientifically proven. Your origins are Africa. Everybody, no matter the skin color. No one has a race. It has been scientifically proven that race is not genetically defined. Race defines an informal subdivision of subspecies which are physically and genetically different. However, the species human cannot be broken down into a subspecies because they are all genetically the same. Every human being on God's green earth that has ever been here in the past, even Plato, Einstein, and many, 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 many more, are all the same as you. Everyone is all the same. There is no difference in race. The only difference is in color. The only difference is in color. The lack of it or the surplus of color. I'm every woman, woman to woman. Because it came from one woman to create other women and more women and other women and more women and other women. So you may ask, well, what about the men? In science, there is an atom Y chromosomal atom. Okay. Once again, these names that came from somebody, right? But humans first evolved in Africa. Even that, you have the X and the Y chromosome. Everybody has that too, to determine sex, whether you're a male or a female. And I know a lot of things about sex too, scientifically, genetically, spiritually, but I don't have enough time to talk about it. So everyone knows this. All of your news outlets who are trying to create fiction also know nonfiction. They tell you and then they don't tell you. But you have to be able to understand what is the truth and what is not. All humans start as females. A lot of you may know that, some of you may not, especially the younger ones who need to be taught. But everyone starts as a female. Genital body parts are the female body parts. Men come from woman to become a man. The mother is the actual creator of human life. The mother is the actual creator of human life. The mother is the first, the beginning, the start. Why do you think when you're pregnant, the mother becomes pregnant? The father can't. The father can't reproduce. The father cannot be pregnant. There is nothing to make a man be the pregnant one, even if it's tried. The mother is the one that carries the baby, because the mother is the core of the universe. Mother is Gaia. The earth is the mother. The same way that it is the sun. The same way that it is God. The same way that it is supreme. The same way that it is your origins. The same way that how you got here. From the mother goddess. 2. You have the equator line. The equator line runs horizontally across the globe. See, God puts things in front of scientists, astronomers, physicians, or whatever. All of these smart people from centuries ago up until now, and it's going to keep happening because God wants certain people to do certain things. Everyone has a role, and it's all a part of this one piece of a story that's being created. So it doesn't mean that because Sally knows more than Anne, because Sally is 65 or 75 years old and Anne is only 49, it really doesn't mean that because Sally is older that Anne doesn't know what she's saying. God implants information, knowledge, and different things like this into all of your subconscious minds. And what you can find out, research, theorize, or what you can create a philosophy surrounding, what book you can write, what movie you can produce, what song you can create. It all comes from a place. No information that any human being is finding out, researching, or doing is something that is new under the sun. Everyone has a role, and your role might just be to awaken or enlighten certain groups. Your role may be that, but you don't have all the answers, and there's a reason why. Supremacy. There is a supreme order of things above this earth, this earthly plane. There's other planes, which is the root word of planets. There's other planes out there. This plane that we call Earth, you only know so much, but you receive information from the other planes above the Earth so that they can give you the information that you need to kind of understand things. And there's other things going on out there, but that has nothing to do with human life. That is why humans can never reach that part of their life, because this happens when you reach God. That's when it happens. When your spirit is no longer surrounded or enclosed in a body, when it has been released, that is when you will see the other planes, the heavens. 99.9% of human life are identical. And if you are closer to the equator, you will have darker skin. If you're farther away, you will have lighter skin. If you're from Malaysia, here's a picture of some Malaysian kids. You're from Malaysia, Indonesia. This is a picture of some Indonesian kids. And then the Malaysian kids will pop up, I think. But their skin, they're still Asian, but their skin is brown. That area is right on the equator. Shoot over to Africa. The Congo of Africa is right on the equator. The people are really, really dark. You shoot over to South America. You have Hondurans, Brazilians. That's why their skin is more olive and tan. A lot of them speak Spanish. A lot of them are considered like their ethnicity as Hispanic, but their skin is darker. What separates people is color. It is not race. Everyone is the same. And it is not about sex to separate, and it shouldn't be a sex that separates people, because it all goes together. Male and female are consorts to one another. It all started in the beginning with a male and a female. They were supposed to be together, just like males and females all over the world are supposed to be in unison. The X and the Y chromosome coming together, male and the female coming together, the union of it all. This whole world's created by like union. In order to procreate, in order to have kids and continuously evolve, you have to have unison, a unity. Unity is the most important thing in this world that is needed to continue to fully operate and function in it. Unity. You must have unity. We must have unity. And allele, Allele. That sounds just like my name. Just like it. That's something that you have inside of you. There's different versions of a gene. It's different versions of a gene, and it's the same in all humans. So what makes a redhead versus a brunette? What makes a black person versus a Caucasian person, right? You know, just like the earth has layers, your skin does too. Everyone has melanin in it. Again, the people who originated closer to that equator line had darker skin. The people who originated farther from that equator line had lighter skin. So as you continue to evolve, your DNA replicates, right? Some DNA gets lost in the replication. Some DNA becomes more dominant. One's dominant, one's recessive. This can get lost in translation as it keeps going on and on and on from generation to generation to generation to generation. I know you guys hear people say all the time, my grandfather or my great-great-great-grandmother was, Native American. But by the time it got to me, I just look like I'm Caucasian, or I just look like I'm African American, or I just, because as the DNA replicates, it's gonna make some changes. It's gonna be different. So those things are going to change, and it is going to be the differentiation between ethnicities, but never the differentiation between race. Race cannot be genetically identified. Everyone is the same. A human, a Homo sapien. That's why everyone looks alike. Think about it. Just really think about it. Even imperfect people who are born with cleft lips or with a missing arm or missing this or this, whatever, right? The concept of it is to have a head, some arms, some legs, a heart, liver, all of these things, right? The human concept is the same. Not saying that everyone's going to be fortunate enough to be born with it, but the human concept is the same. That's why we can distinguish a human being from an animal. The concept of a human is the same. That's why there's no difference in a race. We are all the same race as human. This is the human race. So fighting over color is crazy to me. Fighting over color is a mess. Because all you're doing is fighting over the light rays from the sun. And to fight over the sun and kill each other in front of the sun, in front of God, over something that he's producing, that's mighty cheeky. It's selfish. It's selfish. It's cheeky. It's crazy because God gives the light to all people. Everyone can see that sun and that moon. So why fight over it? It's crazy. It's insane. You're fighting over who has more sunlight than the other. Who's getting more vitamin D over the other? That's what you guys are fighting over. That's what they were fighting over 300 years ago, slavery and all this stuff. Really? How can you be trying to keep the sun for yourself? It's for everybody. In the emerald tablet that a family member wrote, that which is below corresponds to that which is above, and that which is above corresponds to that which is below. To accomplish the miracles of the one thing, and just as all things have come from this one thing, through the meditation of one mind, so do all created things originate from this one thing through transformation, aka evolution, the replication of DNA. It's been here since the beginning of time, how you got here. It's just that when you send information out and then words get changed, rearranged, and then people start writing books and thinking that they're geniuses. There's no geniuses, really. There's just people who get information. And yes, their ideas can seem genius to a lot of people who do not know. But that genius information is coming from God. So really, you're fighting over ultraviolet light? Because the darker the skin, it starts to look fluorescent. Really, really dark people have naturally shiny skin. Or If not, because it can be dry too, but it depends on the environment that they live in. But it has naturally shiny skin. Black always shines. You can be so black that you look purple, just like a UV light. That fluorescent light. You're so black, it can start looking purple. It can start looking blue. That's the same as a light, that UV light. Black is fluorescent. It's magical to be black. Honor your blackness. But lighter people have melanin too. And it's not about being racist. How can you be racist? You're only fighting over light. Who has more vitamin D? What kind of light ray you possess? And some of us have golden lights. And with this information today that I'm giving to you guys, don't try to take my shimmer away from me just because I am who I am. I have only been myself. So there's no doctors, therapists, psychologists, government officials, people anywhere that should want to constantly ruin someone's peace and their success in their life for simply knowing the truth or the truth of who I am. I'm just a human being, not a human doing anything. All right, thank you guys.